everyone to please turn on your camera so we could see each other even in virtual. Don't you worry because I'll be allowing you to off your camera in the duration of our discussion. But may I remind all of you that during the discussion I'll be calling your names to participate in our discussion to check whether you are still there, listening and understanding the lessons that we are discussing. May I also remind everyone that you have to make sure that you are already enrolled in the program BSE 1D so that you uh, could not encounter any problems in the future. Can I hear from the people who are not yet enrolled and settled with their enrollment? Meron pa ba? Okay, so kung I hear no response, may I request Luisa Zaragoza to please lead the prayer before class. Luisa,
Po.
let us pray.
Sir, go na po ba?
Sige, sige Luisa, go on.
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread and forgive us our sins, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
Morning, everyone. And once again, I would like to welcome all of you in our class. Before we move on and on and on, may I remind all of you that the requirements that you have to fulfill in this course are the following. So these are the criteria for grading. No? For the midterm, 20% would be your midterm exam. 20% is for the written written works, and 60% is for the performance task. So tatlo lang ano, there are only three criteria for the midterm. Number one, midterm exam, 20%, another 20% for the written works, and 60% for the performance task. Ano yung nasa midterm exam? Midterm exam, ibig sabihin, lahat ng matatakal natin for the whole duration, i-exam nyo yon. Kung ano yung makuha nyo doon, that's 20% of your grades. Another 20% will be the written works. Ano yung written works? Written works, ito yung nandoon sa mga activities natin. Like for example, I ask you to have a comment in one of my posts. Magpo-post kasi ako minsan ng mga videos, ng mga quotations, ng mga problems, and I want you to answer those questions. Written works yon. And then for the performance task, I will be asking you to submit your portfolio sometimes, to have a group activity. Your attendance is also one of the elements of the performance task, and your participation in our discussion is also one of the elements of that. That is the reason why sa performance task napakalaking bagay ng mga ginagawa ninyo. So you have to submit all those requirements so that you'll be able to pass the course. And may I also ask everyone, if you are really into it already, baka napilitan lang kayo na mag-mathematics major, medyo mahihirapan kayo dyan, ano, kung napilitan lang kayo at hindi nyo talaga gusto yung inyong program. Like for example, nawalan lang kayo ng choice, kaya kayo nandirito, medyo mahihirapan kayo dyan. So, ngayon pa lang, tansyahin nyo na yung sarili nyo so that you'll be able to perform better in our class. You'll be able to finish the course. You'll be able to graduate with the degree Bachelor of Secondary Education major in Mathematics. Okay? So, tantsahin nyo na yan. Medyo mahirapan kasi kayo kung hindi nyo talaga siya gusto. Kung gusto nyo siya, kasi mas madali nyo siyang mai-perform. Okay? So, let us start our discussion. May tanong kayo doon sa course requirements natin. And then for the finals, the same lang din. 20% for the final exam, 20% for the written works, and 60% for the performance task. Okay? But mind you that midterm is 1/3 of your final grade and final term is 2/3 of your final grade. Ibig sabihin, dalawang beses yung bigat ng inyong final term. Kaya kung medyo mababa kayo sa midterm, bumawi kayo sa final term. Pero mind you that meron pa rin epekto yung inyong midterm doon sa inyong final grade kasi 1/3 pa rin yon. So that is 33.33% still. So please allow me to share my screen to all of you. Can I hear a confirmation from Roxanne Miranda if you can see the presentation already?
Yes po, sir. Nakikita
All right,
po.
thank you. So once again, this is College and Advanced Algebra, and the first topic for SEM 2 is the concept of sets. I know that you already tackled sets when you were in grade 7. Alalang-alala nyo pa yan, naalala nyo yan, yung concept of sets. So hindi tayo mahirapan masyado dito sa concept of sets because you already have the concept with you already. Meron na kayong concept sa mga buhay-buhay ninyo kung ano ba ang set. Alright. So set and set operations are the things that we are going to deal with this morning. By the way, let us first define set. Will you please read Nika Kapinlak? Please read the definition of set.
A set is a collection of objects.
Thank you so much. A set is a collection of objects. Ibig sabihin, kapag mayroong pinagsama-samang mga objects, set yon. Like for example, kayo ngayon na nasa screen, pag pinagsama-sama kayo, you are a set of future mathematics teachers, you are a set of future educator, you are a set of future top-notchers in the board exam. Yun yun, pag pinagsama-sama, kahit na ano pa, basta pinagsama-sama, then that is what we call set. Ang tawag natin doon ay set. And then, meron sumunod, ano naman yung nilalaman ng set. Yung nasa loob ng set, ang tawag natin doon are elements. So like for example, kayo, pag sinabi natin the set of all future mathematics teachers, then the elements are the members of it. So halimbawa, si Mariel, element siya nun. Si Jamie Rose, element siya nung set na yon. So ibig sabihin ng element, ito yung laman ng iisang set. Laman siya ng iisang set. Okay? So like for example, we have the set of all fruits. The set of all fruit, will you give an example of fruit? Christian James. Example of fruits that we have. So those are the elements that we have in a set. Excuse lang ha. Very sorry for the disturbance. May dumating kasing faculty. Please give me 2 minutes. I will just have to send some file to Professor Kapupong. Will you give an example of an element into that set? Christian James, kanina ikaw yung tinawag ko. Ano? Christian James, example of fruit na pwedeng maging element ng set na sinabi ko.
Lunch yung banana po, sir.
Alright. So, banana, pwede yun, ano? Pero pagka naging specific tayo, for example, the set of all round fruits. Like, for example, round fruits. Will you give an example of a round fruit, Angeline?
Chico po.
Again.
Chico.
Chico, all right, thank you. So here are some of the examples. The set of all movies in which John Lloyd appears is well defined. So do you know John Lloyd Cruz? John Lloyd Cruz is one of the most sought actors in the Philippine television. Nika, do you know John Lloyd? John Lloyd Cruz? How about you, Justin? Justin, do you know John Lloyd Cruz?
Opo.
Will you name one of his movies?
It takes a man and a woman po.
Again.
It takes a man and a woman po.
A man and a woman. It takes a man and a woman. All right. So the set of all movie serials made by Viva Record is also well defined. So we know that Viva Records is one of the recording companies in the Philippines at lahat ng mga movies na ginawa nila ay well defined. Ibig sabihin, nabibilang, no? Kaya nating i-define. So merong chance na pwede nating malaman kung ano ang mga movies na ginawa ni under Viva Records. So that's an example of set also. But the set of best TV shows of all time is not well defined. It is a matter of opinion because we cannot say what is iba yung best TV show para sa iyo, iba yung best TV show para kay Aiza, iba yung best TV show para kay Joyce, iba-iba tayo ng best TV show. So it's a matter of opinion. Pero pwede pa rin nating ma-define. Okay? So pwede pa rin nating masabi kung ano-ano yung best TV shows for us. Okay? So pwede pa rin i-define. Basta kayang i-define, kayang pagsama-samahin, that is an example of a set. So kahit na hindi mo siya mabilang, hindi mo siya ma-identify kung ilan talaga siya, basta mayroong mga objects na pinagsama-sama at kayang i-define, then that is an example of set. Right. So let's talk about notation. Kasi pag set ang pinag-uusapan natin, then we have this what we call set notation. Okay, when talking about a set, we usually denote the set with a capital letter. So lagi nating ginagamit ang capital letters kapag gusto nating i-denote ang set. So we use A, B, C, D, set A, B, C, D. Okay, like for example ito, this set, ito yung nasa bottom, A is equal to 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Ibig sabihin, this is set A. Set A siya na ang kanyang elements ay 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. So how many elements do we have? We have 5 elements here and those are 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. A or capital letter ang ginagamit natin. Then we have this what we call roster notation. Roster notation is the method of describing a set by listing each element of the set. Kapag nakalista isa-isa yung mga elements ng isang set, then that set is in roster notation. Ibig sabihin na i-express pala ang set into different ways. And one way of expressing set is through roster notation, wherein which all the elements of the set are being listed one by one. Example, set C, the set of all movies in which John Cazale appears. So the roster notation would be C equals The Godfather, The Conversation, The Godfather 2. Then we have Dog Day Afternoon, The Deer Hunter. So lahat yung lima na yan, lahat ng lima na yan, yan yung movies ni John. Okay, another example of roster notation, the set of odd numbers greater than 0 and less than 10. So what are the, by the way, how do we define odd numbers? When do we say that a number is odd? Can I hear it from Danzel? Danzel, how can we say that a number is an odd number? Danzel. Paano natin masabi na ang isang number ay odd number? Danzel?
Ay, sir,
Yes.
kapag po hindi ko po masyadong ma-explain pero ano po siya, parang 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15,
So odd number yon.
17,
So for you,
parang
that's
ganun
the
po.
definition of odd number. It's from 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. So that's correct. So tama yon, ano? Tama na ang odd numbers ay iyon. But how can we define odd numbers? So that's correct. So it's very good that you know what odd numbers are. But how do we define odd numbers? Paano ba natin i-define ang odd numbers? Neri Joy? Neri Joy, what is the definition of odd number?
Sir, ako po.
Yes, yes. Sino to?
Justin po.
Justine, sige. How do you define odd number?
Sir, yung odd numbers po, hindi po siya nadi-divide into pairs po.
Again. Odd numbers are not, are
Yung
numbers.
odd numbers, whole numbers po siya na hindi po nadi-divide into pairs po.
Hindi siya nadi-divide by?
Into pairs po. Sa
Into
2 po.
pairs. Alright. So that's correct, ano? So hindi siya pwedeng i-divide into pairs or hindi siya pwedeng, when you divide it by 2, there is always a remainder. So ibig sabihin, for it to be an odd number, so odd numbers are whole numbers that cannot be divided by 2 without a remainder. Ibig sabihin, kapag nagkaroon na ng remainder, ang isang whole number, when you divide it by 2, then that is not an odd number. That is an odd number. So like for example, 25 divided by 2 is equal to 13 remainder 1. So basta nagkaroon ng remainder 1, that is already an odd number. When you divide it by 2 and there is a remainder, then that is already an odd number. Kabaliktaran naman yung even number, no? Kabaliktaran ng odd number ang even number because an even number is a number, is a whole number divisible by 2. Okay. So, bumalik tayo doon sa ating discussion. From our discussion, roster notation, ibig sabihin lahat ng elements ay nakalist one by one, nakalista isa-isa. Lahat 'yon na in-enumerate niya. Okay? So more on notation. These are samples of notation. Sometimes we can't list all the elements of a set. Kasi sabi ko nga kanina, may mga pagkakataon na hindi mo man talaga kayang bilangin yung mga bagay. Tulad for example ng mikrobyo sa ating paligid. We cannot count all the microbes in our surroundings. Okay? So hindi natin kayang bilangin yon. So another example of the elements that we cannot count are this. the set of integer numbers. Pag sinabi nating integer numbers, these are numbers with zero, positive, and negative numbers. Integers yon, ano? There are infinitely many integers. Napakarami yan. At actually, walang katapusan yan, both sides. At the right side of the number line, walang katapusan. At the left side of the number line, walang katapusan. Infinite, ibig sabihin. So to denote the infinity, ang ginagamit natin ay dots. Ang ibig sabihin ng dots ay forever and ever. Walang katapusan. Infinity ang ibig sabihin. So here we have set Z meaning integers is equal to 3 dots, forever and ever, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, forever and ever. Meaning, both sides of this set, walang katapusan. Okay? Another of a set with no ending, walang katapusan. W, meaning whole numbers, is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Whole number yan. This is the set of whole numbers with no end. So, example pa rin yon ng roster method. Yun nga lang, roster method, di ba sabi natin as we define roster method, kailangan nakalist lahat ng kanyang elements. But in this case, yung tatlong dots, that represents all the elements na hindi na kayang isulat dahil wala namang katapusan. Okay? So, to simplify the set, we use 3 dots. Another way of expressing the set is through the use of set builder notation. Okay, the first way of expressing the set is through the use of roster method, listing method. Ano? The second way is through set builder notation. So sa set builder notation, kung meron tayong mga sets na sobrang haba na pwede namang i-express into shorter one, ginagamit natin ang set builder notation. Okay? So, kailan nga natin ginagamit ang set builder notation? Will you please read, Nicole Ann? Nicole, will you please read? When do we use set builder notation?
When it's not convenient to list all the elements of a set, we use a notation that employs the rules in which an element is a member of the set. This is called set builder notation.
Thank you so much. So kapag hindi na talaga convenient yung listing kasi sobrang dami na, we may use set builder notation already. Example of expressing a set into set builder notation is V is equal to the set of all people. So we read this. Ang basa natin dito, the set of all people. Then this one, we read this as such that. Okay, the set of all people such that citizens registered to vote in Maricopa Country. Once again, we read this as the set of all people such that citizens registered to vote in Maricopa. Another, the set A is equal to the set of all x's such that x is greater than 5. So, ibig sabihin, lahat ng mga numbers na greater than 5 ay element of the set. What are those elements? What are the elements now? If the set of all x's are greater than 5. So, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. Walang katapusan yun. Ano? So, once again, how do we read this? May I hear it from Chrislyn. Chrislyn, papaano mo nga ito babasahin? Yung set A. Set A is Chrislyn. Can I hear it from Chrislyn? How about Realme C11? Who is Realme C11? Please change your name into your real name so I could identify your names, please. How about Neri Joy? Neri Joy, will you please read? How do you read this expression? A equals
A equals the set of x such the x greater than 5.
Again, so that's the set of all x's such that x is
The,
greater than 5. Okay. Again,
the set of all x's such the x
such
greater than 5.
such that x is greater than 5. Thank you. Joselito, how do you read this? Will you please read?
Greater than 5.
X is greater than 5. Joselito, will you please read this one, this expression?
A is equals to the set of all x's such that x is greater than 5.
Very good. So that is how we express sets. Ano? The first one is roster. The second one is set builder notation. So these are special sets of numbers. We have n, special set of numbers. So na-review lang to. N, the set of natural numbers, 1, 2, 3, natural. Ano? Nagbibilang ka lang. Whole numbers, so you have nasama na si zero. Kapag nagkaroon na ng negative, nagkakaroon na tayo ng integers. Kapag nagkaroon na tayo ng rational numbers, yung fractions, so eto na ngayon yon, ano? So Q na yon. And then H, the set of irrational numbers, R, the set of real numbers, and C is the set of complex numbers. So samples of sets. Universal set. When we say universal set, ito yung kinalalagyan ng mga sets. Okay, universal set. And it is being denoted as U. When every element of one set is also an element of another set, we say the first set is a subset. Ibig sabihin, kapag daw yung isang element ay yung isang set, lahat ng element niya ay element din ng isang set, then ibig sabihin, yung naunang set is a subset of the second set. Here is an example. Suppose that we have set B whose elements are 2 and 3 and set A whose elements are 1, 2, 3, and 4. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng elements ni B, etong si B, si 2 at si 3 ay element din naman ni A kasi present din naman siya doon kay A. Ibig sabihin itong si B ay subset ni A. Alright? So subset yon. We say that B is a subset of A, then the notation we use is B. Ito yung subset. Naligaw. B is a subset of A. So this is the symbol for subset. U with a line under. So let S is equal to 1, 2, 3. List all the subsets of S. So ano-ano ngayon yung subset ni S? So the subsets of S are, of course, the set with an element of 1, the set with an element of 2, the set with an element of 3, the set with an element of 1, 2, the set with an element of 1, 3, and then the set with an element of 2, 3, and then yung set niya mismo, ayan, yung set niya mismo with elements of 1, 2, and 3, at saka yung empty set. So these two, yung set mismo at saka yung empty set, these are what we call improper subset. Ito namang mga nasa taas, these are what we call the proper subsets. So excuse lang ha. Ma'am, ano po ba yun? Ano po ba yun? Anak, pag natapos, balik lang ulit kayo sa Zoom, ha? Number 2 po ba? Aristotle finished reading 80 over 320 pages of his notebook about the number 2. What decimal value of the book does he speak? Sabi daw, ito na daw pinabasa niya. Ay, sige. Send niyo po kaya sa akin sa messenger to, ma'am.
Hindi mo ako. Sino po yan?
Pa?
Hindi mo ako friend. Idol ko.
Friend po, ma'am. Yung inyo pong...
Jen.
Opo, yun. Yan. With respect to set S pala, set S with elements 1, 2, and 3, ang improper subset niya, ito, yung 1, 2, 3, kasi siya mismo yun eh. Tapos, isa pang improper subset niya ay yung empty set. Laging subset ng lahat ng set ang empty set. Tandaan niyo yun, ano? Laging subset ng lahat ng set ang empty set. So, laging may subset ang lahat ng mga sets. Okay, the empty set. So, speaking of empty set, the empty set is a special set because it contains no elements. Ibig sabihin, wala siyang laman. Walang element yung kanyang set. Example, the set of letter E in the word banana. Is there a letter E in the word banana? Wala. So, ibig sabihin, that set is an example of empty set. Yung ginagamit nating symbol for empty set ay either ito or ito. So, there are two ways of expressing empty set. One is this notation, braces with no element inside, and a circle with slash. So, that's empty set. The empty set is always considered a subset of any set. So, like what I've said earlier, lahat ng set subset ang empty set. So do not be confused by this question. Is this set empty? Jancel, is this set empty? Yes or no? Empty set ba ito? Ito? Is this set an example of empty set? Yes or no, Jancel? How about Jamie Rose? Jamie Rose, is this set an empty set, Jamie?
Hindi po.
Very good. Hindi siya empty set because, eto na pala sa baba yung sagot, it is not empty because it contains the element 0. Ito na pala sa baba. Ano? Okay. So this is not an empty set. So kapag may nakita kayong element sa loob, hindi yun empty set. So para maging empty set yan, dapat wala talaga siyang laman. Okay? So pag tinanong kayo, how many elements do we have in an empty set? The answer is 0, but do not put 0 inside the braces. Kasi nagkakaroon ng element tuloy yung isang set, hindi na siya nagiging empty set. Okay? Another. So ito, operations of sets na to. The first operation of set is what we call the intersection of set. What do we mean by intersection of set? Will you please read? Jane, will you please read the definition of intersection of sets?
Ano lang ate?
When an element of a set,
Paano malalaman pag nakamute?
Element of a set belongs to two or more sets, we say the set will intersect.
all right. So kapag daw yung when an element of a set belongs to two or more sets, we say that sets will intersect. So ibig sabihin, pag intersection of sets, present siya, yung element na yon ay present sa isang set at present din doon sa iisang set. So lahat ng elements na yon ng dalawang set, ang tawag natin doon ay intersection. Okay? So intersection ng dalawang set. The intersection of a set A and a set B is denoted by, so that is the way how we express intersection of sets. A intersect B. So ayan, kanina 'di ba? Baliktad na U, parang baliktad na U siya. A intersect B. And A intersect B is equal to the set of all x's such that x is in A and B is in A and x is in B. So ibig sabihin present sa A, present sa B. Makikita mo sa A, makikita mo sa B, then that is the intersection of A and B. Note the usage of and. This is similar to conjunction A and B. Okay, so kapag nandun na kayo sa number theory, kasi meron din tayong ginagamit na ganito na A and B. So ibig sabihin symbol na ito ay and. A and B. Ibig sabihin nasa A at nasa B. Present to set A and present to set B. So this ang ibig sabihin ng symbol na ito ay and. The usage of and. Okay? So A and B. Example, A with elements 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and B with elements 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then you were asked to find the intersection of A and B. So titignan lang natin what are the elements in A which are also present to B. What are those? So we have one here and we have one in B. So that's an intersection, part of the intersection. Then we also have 3 in A and 3 in B. So that is also part of the intersection. Then 5 in A and 5 in B. And that is also part of the intersection. We don't have 7 in B and we don't have 9 in B. And the same is true. We don't have 4 in A and we don't have 2 in A. So the only elements which are part of the intersection of A and B are 1, 3, and 5. And note that 1, 3, and 5 are both in A and B. So A intersect B is 1, 3, and 5. Yun lang. Wala nang iba. Yun lang ang magkamukha sa A at B. So para mas mapadali natin yung definition ng intersection, ano ang magkamukha sa A at B, yun yung intersection. Ganun lang yun kasimple. No? Alin ang mga elements na magkamukha sa A at B, yun yung intersection ng dalawang sets. Okay? Ganun lang kasimple ang intersection. Mutually exclusive set. When do we say that the two sets are mutually exclusive sets? Kailan natin masasabi na yung dalawang set ay mutually exclusive? Anong ibig sabihin ng exclusive? Ibig sabihin ng exclusive para bang sa kanila lang. Sila lang yon. So masasabi natin na mutually exclusive ang dalawang set if A intersect B is equal to empty set. So mutually exclusive sila kapag walang magkamukha. Okay, so kapag yung kanilang intersection ay empty set, ibig sabihin those two sets are mutually exclusive set. So example nun, think of this as two events that cannot happen at the same time. So dalawang events na hindi pwedeng mangyari at the same time. Isang araw at isang gabi. So union of set. So tapos na tayo sa first, no? The first operation of set is the intersection of set. Pangalawa naman ay union of set. So baka malito kayo, ano po sir yung mutually exclusive set? Yung mutually exclusive set, nagkakaroon lang ng mutually exclusive set when we do the intersection. Pero hindi bukod na operation ang mutually exclusive set. Nagkakaroon lang ng mutually exclusive set when we perform intersection of set. So, walang operation ng mutually exclusive set, kundi intersection lang. So, the second operation is what we call the union of set. Yan. So, union. Kabaliktaran ito na intersection. Kung kanina sa intersection, kinukuha lang natin kung ano ang magkamukha sa dalawang set. Dito sa union of sets, pinagsasama natin lahat ng elements ng dalawang set. And this is how we denote union. Kanina, di ba, baliktad na U. Ngayon, yung union, U talaga siya. A, union B. So, basa natin yan, A, union B. Yung kanina naman, A intersect B. So, A union B is the set of all x's such that x is in A or x is in B. Kanina, di ba, and. Instead of or yung nakalagay dito, and yung nakalagay kanina. Okay? Note the usage of or. This is similar to this junction A. Ayan. V siya. Kanina, inverted P. Ngayon man, V talaga. A or B. Using the set A and the set B from the previous slide, yung kanina, yung ginamit lang din natin, ano? The previous slide, then the union of A and B is A union B is equal to, pinagsama lang natin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. Pinagsama. Ito kanina yung A, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Yung B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So pagsamahin mo lang lahat ng elements, ayun yon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. But mind you that in a set, hindi po pwedeng maulit ang mga elements. So kanina, di ba, sa A, meron tayong 1. Sa B, meron tayong 1 here. We have 1 in A and 1 in B. Sabi ni Sir kanina, pagsasamahin daw lahat ng elements ng A at B para magkaroon ng union. Bakit yung 1 ay minsan lang namang isinulat? Kasi ganun yung set natin. Ano? Kapag naulit, hindi na natin siya inire-write. We write it as 1. So hindi po pwedeng nauulit ang elements ng isang set. So kung naulit man yung 1, isusulat mo lang siya ng makaisa. Kung naulit man yung 3, isusulat mo lang siya ng makaisa. Because the ruling in set notation, dapat walang nauulit na element sa loob ng set. So that's the difference, no? Kapag union, isusulat mo lahat ng elements na present sa A at present sa B. Kapag naman intersection, isusulat mo lang kung ano yung magkamukha sa kanilang dalawa. Okay? So that's the difference between union and intersection. So complement of a set. Kapag complement of a set na ang pinag-uusapan natin, papasok na dito si universal set. So meron na tayong universal set na tinatawag. Okay. So like for example, the complement of set A is denoted by A prime. We read this as A prime or pwede rin namang A complement or A raised to C. So dalawang paraan ng pag-denote ng complement of set. A complement is equal to A prime. So ang basa natin dito, kung apostrophe ang gusto nyong gamitan, may apostrophe on top of A, we read that as A prime or A complement naman kung A raised to C. So pwede kahit alin dyan, ano? Pwede nyong gamitin. So why I am presenting this ways? Because we have different references. Marami tayong mga references in mathematics. Marami ding mga writers or mathematics writers and authors that who made their books. So iba-iba silang mag-express para hindi kayo malito. No? Kung may makita kayo na ganito, A prime at saka A raised to C, parehas lang naman ang ibig sabihin niyan. No? That's A complement. Parehas lang yan. A complement is equal to the set of all x's such that x is not in set A. Yan. So ano daw yung A prime? Yung A prime, yan yung mga elements na present sa universal set pero wala doon sa set A mismo. O, like for example, we have here set A. Set A is equal to 1, 2. Yun lang yung elements ni 1, 2. And then yung universal set, ang elements niya 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, si set A, ang elements niya ay 1, 2. Si universal set, ang elements niya ay 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Para makuha natin si A prime or complement of A, ito yung mga elements na wala sa set A pero nandoon sa universal set. So what are those elements na present sa set, universal set, but not present at set A? So those are 3, 4, and 5. So ibig sabihin lang nun, kung meron kay set A, i-slash mo na yon yung nandoon sa universal set. 1, 2 lang yon. Tanggalin mo na yung 1, 2. Kung ano yung matitira, then that is the A complement. Okay? So like for example, we have set B. Ito ano? Set B. The elements of set B are 5, 6. Again, the elements of set B are 5, 6. 5 and 6. Ano ngayon yung B complement? Angeline. Angeline Acido. What is B complement? Once again, sabi ko B, the elements of B are 5 and 6. So B complement would be, what are the elements of B complement? Angeline. Elements.
Ano po yung given? 5 and 6?
B is equal to 5, 6. So B complement equals, B complement is,
Paano?
again.
Sir, sorry po. Paano nga po ulit complement?
Ayan. Okay. So, B complement, pag sinabi natin complement, ito yung mga elements na present doon sa universal set pero wala doon sa given set. Okay? So, universal set natin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ang given, ang ibinigay kong given ay set B na ang elements niya ay 5 and 6. 5 and 6, no? Yung given.
po,
So
yung
what would
complement.
be our B complement? B
6
complement is
6.
6. Okay, so ang B complement natin dapat yung mga nandun sa universal set na wala doon sa B. So again, sulat ko dito, ano? Let me write here. Let me write here. Nasabi ko kanina, B is equal to 5, 6. Okay, and then I am asking for what is B prime. So what is B prime? So B prime or B complement equals, what are the elements? Dapat niyan. Dapat makikita mo dito sa universal set pero wala dito sa set B. So ano-ano 'yon? Magbigay nga ng isang element. Isa-isa lang, Jancel, magbigay nga ng isang element ng B prime.
1.
Again?
1.
1. Very good. Next, Nicole Ann. Ilan ba? Again?
2 po.
2. Very good. Then Christian James.
3 po.
3. And then Aiza, Tino.
5 po.
The last one is 4. So lahat niyan, yung B prime, yung nasa B prime natin na yan, wala yan sa B, tama? Pero lahat ito, yung 1, 2, 3, 4, lahat yan ay present kay universal set. So ibig sabihin, B complement is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Let us have another example. Suppose that we have set C whose elements are 2, 4, 6. So these are the elements of set C. Then what is C prime? C prime is equal to, can I hear it from, do we have Krisha May Andres? Miss Andres? Wala siya? Okay, Josephine. Josephine Garcia.
1 po.
So you have 1. What else? Josephine.
3 po, tsaka po 5.
3 and 5. Very good. So that's the complement. So tama yan, ano? So C prime is equal to 1, 3, and 5. All right. So do you have any questions with regards to complement of set? Any questions so far? Please unmute if you have any questions. I hear no response. So that means you do not have questions with regards to complement of set. We move on to the cardinal number. Eto, madali lang. When we say cardinal number, it's the number of elements in a set. Ito yung bilang ng number sa loob, bilang ng elements sa loob ng isang set. Will you please read the definition of cardinal number? Can I hear the voice of Ace Lorenzana?
The cardinal number of a set is the number of elements in the set and is denoted by
Thank you,
the
Ace. So
n.
that's the cardinal number, ano, yung bilang ng elements sa loob ng isang set. And this is how we express cardinal number. So ibig sabihin ng n, cardinal number of A. So we read this as cardinal number of A. Huwag niyo siyang babasahin na NA, no? Ang basa natin diyan ay cardinal number of A. Cardinal number of A equals 5 because we have 5 elements here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the cardinal number of elements. The cardinal number formula for the union of two set would be cardinal number of A union B is equal to the cardinal number of A plus the cardinal number of B minus the cardinal number of A intersect B. So para makuha mo yung cardinal number ng A union B, you have to get first the cardinal number of A plus the cardinal number of B minus the cardinal number of B. So let's have an example. Okay. Halimbawa, let us have set A whose elements are 1, 2, 3. Ayan. So napakahalaga ng comma sa set, no? Kasi kung nawala ng comma yung 1, 2, magiging 12 na lang yon. And then let us have set B whose elements are 2, 3, 4. Ayan, 2, 3, 4. Sabi natin, kuhanin daw natin yung cardinal number of A. Maliit na letter N lang. Ano? Cardinal number of A union B. So, paano daw natin makukuha yon? So that's cardinal number of A plus cardinal number of B. What is the cardinal number of A? Can I hear from Roxanne? Roxanne, what is the cardinal number of A?
The cardinal number of A is 1, 2, and 3.
Again, the cardinal number of A is?
1, 2, and 3 po.
How about Mariel? What is the cardinal number of A? Again? Mariel, we cannot hear you.
Ay, sir, 5 po pala.
Roxanne, ano? 5?
3 po, sir.
All right, 3. Very good. So cardinal number of A is 3 plus cardinal number of B. Justine, what is the cardinal number of B?
3 po.
3 also. All right, thank you. Minus the cardinal number of A intersect B. So ibig sabihin, kukunin muna natin yung A intersect B. Ano yung A intersect B? Ibig sabihin, ano yung magkamukha sa A at sa B? So we have 2 and 3. So dalawa yung magkamukha sa A and B. So what is the cardinal number of A intersect B? Christian James. What is the cardinal number of A intersect B? Christian James.
1 and 4.
Yung A intersect B, ito yun, ano? This is what we are talking about, yung dalawang set na to. Kunin muna natin yung intersection nila. We have, ano yung magkamukha sa dalawang set? 2 at saka 3 lang, ano? May 2 at 3 si A, may 2 at 3 si B. So, ibig sabihin, pag kinuha mo yung A intersect B, ang elements niya ay 2 and 3. So, ano yung cardinal number ngayon ni A intersect B? Chrislyn, what is the cardinal number of A intersect B?
2 po, sir.
2, very good. So you have minus 2 here. Then you simplify it further. 3 plus 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. Minus 2 is equal to 4. So that means the cardinal number of A union B is equal to 4. So that's the cardinal number. Pinagsama lang natin yung operation of set at saka yung cardinal number. Tatandaan nyo, no, that the cardinal number is always the number of elements in a set. Yun lang yon. Pag sinabi natin cardinal number, yun lang yung bilang ng element na nasa loob ng iisang set. That's it. Okay. The cardinal number formula for the complement of a set is cardinal number of A plus the cardinal number of A complement, which is equal to the cardinal number of union set, of course. Okay, so kasi pag pinagsama mo yung A at saka yung A complement, yun ay universal set. So meaning, pag pinagsama mo yung cardinal number of set A at yung cardinal number of set A complement is equal to the cardinal number of the universal set. For example, let us have an example for this expression. Let me delete this already. Ayan. So suppose that we have the universal set. Universal set is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ayan siya, no? Okay. And then, we have set A. Set A whose elements are 1, 2. Ayan. 1, 2. So, ibig sabihin, so solve natin si A prime. A prime is equal to, ano ngayon si A prime? Ibig sabihin ng A prime, that's A complement. A complement meaning, what are the elements which are present to universal set but not present to set A. So those are John Paulo. John Paulo, what are the elements which are present to the universal set and not into A?
3, 4, 5 po.
Very good. 3, 4, and 5. So 3, 4, and 5. O, ayan lang yon, ano? Kung makikita natin, ano yung cardinal number nung A? 2. Then the cardinal number of A complement, 3. Pag pinag-add mo, 2 plus 3, 5. Ano yung cardinal number ng universal set? 5. So yun lang yung ibig sabihin. Okay? Sige. So do you have any questions? May tanong ba kayo? PSE 1B? Do you have any questions?
Okay na po.
Okay naman? Alright. So mag-picture lang tayo saglit. Ano? Sasama natin si Ma'am Paz. Ayan. Oh. Smile. Ay, magmamask po ako, ma'am. Hanggang ano po, 10:30 po. Picture. Yeah, that would be all for this morning. Goodbye, class, and God bless.
Thank you po.
Thank you.
Bye, sir. Thank you po.
Thank you